What is up, gamers? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at this situation from a couple months ago that happened here in Canada, actually, where a weird sort of like GTA style chase occurred involving like Pokemon cards being thrown out of the window. At least that's what the title implies. So we're going to take a look at this article and we're going to talk about it. So let's get into it. So here we have the title: GTA-style police chase ends in car crash as wanted men throw Pokemon cards out of window. Which, right away, that title is insane right off the bat. Apparently, they're wanted men, which maybe they, like, stole the car. Subheading there says, police in Alberta arrested a couple of suspected drug dealers after a dangerous car crash that involved stolen Pokemon cards and contraband being thrown into the vehicle. So, as we can tell, this is a quite interesting thing that seems to have gone on. So, we got drug dealers, car crashes, and Pokemon cards. Quite an interesting concoction of a crime spree, if you will, that I would not expect to see all too often. Especially not in Canada. I would more expect that to be something in Florida or something. Now, it says crimes involving Pokemon cards have been a common occurrence, with people being robbed of their cards even at gunpoint, which that alone is an insane thing to say. You know, I'm someone who does actually collect the cards as well, but, you know, I wouldn't go as far to, like, rob someone for a goddamn Alakazam or some shit. Like, you know, even, no matter how rare this card is, you know, I'm not robbing them for that Charizard Full Art GX, you know. I don't think it's worth it in the end. So, at 2:30 in the morning, quite early in September the 5th, police spotted a red Mazda SUV driving without lights on and discovered that the car had been stolen. Chase followed afterwards, and the vehicle nearly came to a head-on collision with officers while the men threw stolen Pokemon cards and drugs out the window. That's quite an interesting strategy. Not a strategy, you know, I'd expect to be in any sort of, you know, robber's handbook of any kind, you know. I wouldn't expect the handbook to say, yeah, you should throw Pokemon cards that you've stolen and drugs out the window. You know, not really thinking too hard there, I don't think. You know, I don't think they realized in the moment that, you know, they'd be able to figure out who it is, you know, even just based on fingerprints of them throwing it out the window, more than likely. So as this was going on, the driver, as the article, great wording here, tried to play GTA in real life, trying to get away by driving off. The car was damaged and ended up crashing into a fence and was apprehended shortly after, with no one being hurt, which is good to see. Inside, police found more drugs and tools, and apparently the Pokemon cards, dealers paid each other with them. I wonder if they, like, actually use, like, the values of the cards and genuinely pay each other, exchange the cards for drugs. I wonder if it's, like, instead of actually paying with money, they genuinely pay each other with Pokemon cards. I think that concept in itself is just hilarious to me. Just, like, imagining, like, you know, like, maybe they have it divided, like, specific types of cards are specific, you know, standards of money. You know, do they have a system going here? Do they have, like, certain, like, GXs, you know, they're usually, like, $1 or something on the market. So are those, like, the dollar bills, and then the much rarer ones go for higher prices are, like, you know, much higher in their system? I really wonder if they actually have a genuine system or not. Also, them crashing into a fence before getting apprehended kind of reminds me of another topic I talked about about, I don't know how long ago, it was quite a few months ago. I talked about a situation that happened, like, actually pretty locally to me, that was sort of similar in that it was a GTA-style chase that ended with them crashing into a fence. It wasn't, drug dealers, it was a, like, couple of children joyriding a car, but it ended the same way of, crashing into a fence, which I thought was kind of funny. So these couple of goobers here were in their 40s. So the first guy, McInnes, was charged with possession of property obtained by crime over $5,000, possession for the purpose of trafficking, resisting a police officer, and flight from a police officer. I think earlier in the article, I don't think I put this in, but one of them had fled from one of the officers. I'm not sure how he did that, but the other guy, we can see he had a whole Canada-wide warrant and was charged with possession of property obtained by crime over $5,000 like the other guy, and possession for the purpose of trafficking like the other guy. So basically, they got the same amount of charges. So I did a small bit of research into this little Goober, the second guy there, who had that outstanding warrant Canada-wide. And I learned about a term I did not know about, which was unlawfully at large, which apparently is some Canadian law, which means basically you skipped out on like a court date, or you skipped out on jail time or something like that. So basically he should not have been there, outside of like a courtroom or outside of a jail cell or something. So that's definitely not good. I also wanted to show a picture off of just the items that the police recovered. I'm not sure if I can show off the drugs part. I don't want to risk getting any sort of quote-unquote demonetization. I don't want to get any sort of strikes or anything, so I'm not going to risk it. Despite being small, very small channel, I'm not going to risk it. I'm just going to show the Pokemon cards because that's the funny factor of it. So as we can see in this little image here, we can see a Bulbasaur, Totodile, Pikachu, and Snivy. And as a collector myself, I can recognize these probably are not worth very much. These are probably worth a few cents in the Pokemon card market. You never know, these could be worth like hundreds of dollars in the eyes of these guys. I could also see that there is clearly more Pokemon cards underneath that Snivy. So, clearly they had a bit of a stash going on here. Obviously, this wasn't all of them. If they were throwing them out of the window, they probably wouldn't have recovered many of them. So, clearly this is just a portion of their stash. And you can see the top of a bag of some sort of drug. I don't think they specified at all what sort of drugs were in it, but we can only assume. Anyways, guys, I think that's going to do it for today's video. This is a bit of a goofy situation I wanted to take a look at. If there's any other goofy situations that you find, put them in my comments, and maybe I'll check them out and make a video on it. And if you guys did enjoy the video, please like and subscribe, follow the socials, and join the Discord. Those are in the descriptions down below. And I'll see you guys in the next video.